Hello, I'm Alex, and in this portion of the video, I'm going to be discussing my part on my group's final project. So one of the things I did was actually interpret a pasture analysis. So we did send off a sample to the lab, and because the farm is in Florida, composed of mainly warm season grasses, and because the soil quality is really just mainly sand, I was expecting the pasture analysis to come back indicating a very low quality pasture. I was a little bit surprised that it was a more intermediate quality. I mean, we have a couple of highlights here: digestible energy of 0.9 megacals per pound on a dry matter basis, and that's not really terrible considering you want it to be around a 1. The crude protein was actually pretty high with 16.4%, so this is going to meet protein requirements. The neutral detergent fiber and the RFV do indicate low digestibility, but that was a little bit expected. Another good thing though was the calcium and phosphorus had a very good 1.7 to 1 calcium to phosphorus ratio. The calcium was 0.6% and the phosphorus was 0.35%, so those are very good values. And overall, this is a pasture that a horse would be able to get a lot of its maintenance requirements on just from this pasture alone. So the other portion of the project which I was responsible for was formulating a diet for a 2-month pregnant mare, Rosie. So feeding a pregnant mare is a little bit more involved. It's almost like feeding 3 separate horses because you have to take into account early gestation, late gestation, and lactation, and the nutrient requirements are different in all those stages. So for Rosie, who's an Appaloosa, which does tend to be an overweight breed, and she already has a body condition score of 6, feeding her a maintenance all-forage diet is perfectly fine up until 8 months of gestation. And what that would consist of is about half of her dry matter intake coming from pasture and about half of it being supplemented from a mixed grass hay. At that 8-month mark, however, her nutrient requirements do increase, so increasing the nutrient density of the feed is important. And you do that by replacing some of that mixed grass hay with an alfalfa hay, and also gradually introducing a concentrate. The concentrate I chose was Triple Crown Growth, which does contain some oats and soybeans, so it is more energy dense. When she foals, however, she does increase her nutrient requirements again during lactation, so increasing the percentage of her feed coming from those nutrient-dense feeds is important. So increasing the concentrate and increasing the alfalfa would be necessary in order to meet her energy and nutrient requirements. Also, she should be on pasture throughout all of gestation and lactation, as well as having a salt block provided as well.